Peace, love, power to all of the people. Is yours truly, Amar Murray, founder of El Kebalam Uni Alliance. My Queen Amani Mars, the co-founder, where we focus on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being. I'm going to get straight to it on today. I do not believe that the outcome of this case is to be celebrated. I believe that it should be a life for a life. That's just my personal view about the situation. She was very disingenuous when she was on the witness stand. When you listen to her story, it wasn't sincere. To me, it was an act. And I believe that she was hoping that she wasn't going to receive any time at all for what she did. Someone who lives in a residence for an extensive period of time, there is no way in the world that you're going to mistake your home for another person's home. That didn't make sense. Unless you've been medically proven to have some type of disease, which that wasn't even the case. And just like my queen just stated, he was murdered. And then on top of that, you have one of the family members, and from my knowledge, I haven't seen anything yet in regards to the rest of the family members caveating on what the one family member stated, his brother, that he hopes she turns to Christ. Here's the problem with that. The Ku Klux Klan claimed to be Christians. Those who went on so-called, quote-unquote, holy crusades claim to be Christians. In fact, our ancestors who were bombed in the churches were bombed by these same people who claim to be Christians. The ones who lynched us, bombed us, raped us, sold us into slavery, made us to work with no compensation, claim to be Christian. You know, even in that Bible that they say that they follow after, it's called a judgment day, where the sinner even pays the price for their wrongdoing, right? So she didn't pay the price for what she did because she's still alive. Every hate crime where they murdered our people, they are worthy of death. And yes, I am an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You know, just like these settlements for like Sandra Bland, listen, you can't pay somebody to compensate them for the loss of their loved one. No money in the world can compensate us. Even reparations. Reparations can't compensate for the atrocities that has happened to our people. You can't pay me for what you did to my ancestors. I'm just telling you right now. Some people are going to disagree. Oh well, it's fine. Everybody have a right to their opinion. You cannot give me any monetary compensation if you murdered my son, or if you murdered my wife, my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, my aunties, my uncles, my best friends, my friends even. You cannot compensate anybody for death monetarily. It can never heal the pain that the family experiences. Peace, love, and power to my good sister, Queen Crystal Denise. Thank you for tuning in, sis. Samaj L. Kelly, peace and blessings be unto you too. Queen Suzette, likewise. Thank everybody for tuning in. So what we see here is we see brainwashing again. What we see here is the post-traumatic slave disorder in action. We see this. You see the one who's been colonized loving the one who colonized them. Listen, you could not get a hug out of me, even if you look like me, and you murdered one of my family members. There's no way. Not even a fellow African can get that type of love from me if you murder one of my loved ones. Not even our own. What we see here is this religiosity has made our people docile. It has made us mentally weak. You're crying over the one who murdered your brother's soul? Huh? You crying over their soul? They deserve what they get. Huh? If somebody robbed me and they're caught, do you think I'm not going to enforce the law? If someone stole from me and they're caught, do you think that I'm going to have pity on that person? There has to be some sense of accountability. And all too often, it's the African man and woman. We find ourselves in a position where we're pitying our enemy. Why? For what? Did they pity us when they raped us, when they bombed us, when they stole our land? Did they pity us when they made us work for free? Do they pity us when we are trying to find who we really are? And then we have to pay for a DNA test? We have to go down to the public record place and we actually have to pay to find out who our family members is. We shouldn't even be paying for that. You understand? This is my opinion, every descendant of our ancestors that were enslaved, every last one of us, should go to Africa for free. Every last one of us. And this government should pay our way. Every African person that is in the United States of America, throughout the diaspora, that our descendants were slaves, all of us should go over there for free. We should never be paying for that. Our medical and dental should be free. They can never compensate us for what has happened to us. And unfortunately, my dear family members, we see brainwashed individuals. I said this before and I'll say it again. I'm not even upset with them. Because I understand when you brainwash, that's what you do. That's what you do. You do things like that. You show pity to your enemy. You play patty cake with your enemy. You know, you're concerned about offending your enemy. You're concerned about the aftermath of what happened after you say something like what I'm saying right now. Or after you stand up and you fight against the oppression of our people. A lot of us, we're afraid to do that. We love life too much, family. We love this world too much. We're afraid to die for our people. We're afraid to speak out for our people. Some of us won't even invest in our own people. And why is that? The truth of the matter is why? Because we've been brainwashed. That's why. We have been brainwashed. I really don't think that some people really understand how messed up we really are. We have to become African-minded again. We have to regain the best interest of our people again. We have to find ourselves again. We are mentally ill. The first thing we do, we take our dollars and instead of going to WeBuyBlack.com, instead of Googling and searching and seeing who's out there who have certain products, we automatically go and just put our money into others' businesses outside of ourselves. This is how I know that we are mentally messed up. And I know this because even myself, I found myself getting ready to go to the mall, right? Get ready to buy a watch, another watch. So, I just wanted, another watch just to dress up and match with some of my other clothes. And some of you may be wondering, like, what does this have to do with anything? It has a lot to do with everything that's going on with us. And the first thing I did, I was getting ready to go get a Fossil watch. And I said, hold on, wait a minute. It's a brother I know. And my queen can testify to this. It's a brother I know who sell watches. He got a business called Tally Twine. I said, wait a minute. I said, now why would I spend $200 Fossil with Fossil, the owner of Fossil is already rich. So why not go support my brother at Tally Twine? Wait a minute, I'm getting ready to go buy some Dove. I'm getting ready to go buy some Jergens. Wait a minute. My brother has a product called Shea Moisture. So why would I go make my brother rich? Why not go on We Buy Black and see who's selling bars of soap? right? We're mentally ill. We think about ourselves last. We don't even put ourselves first. The first thing we do when we graduate from high school, what do? We go to Yale. We go to Duke. How many of our people even think about, let me go to this HBCU? Don't you understand? We have medical programs. We have lawyer programs. We have accounting programs, teacher programs. Whatever they have to offer, we have to offer, but we don't do that. We automatically gravitate towards the one who colonized us because we've been taught to put them first and put ourselves last, and then we got a problem with that. We got a problem when we talk like this. And the only African man and woman and child that has a problem with what I'm saying is only people who's been brainwashed. Anybody who's conscious, they know what I'm saying is in fact the truth. You going to hug your enemy? Are you serious? So this is what people don't understand. We're in a war. And I'm a retired Marine. Last time I checked, if the enemy's shooting at me, I'm not going to go give them a hug. I'm going to shoot back. I'm going to shoot back. You shoot at me, I'm going to shoot at you. You call me a racial slur, I'm going to call you a racial slur. You talk about my people, and I'm going to defend my people. I'm going to stand up for my people, and I'm going to remind you about you committed the most heinous crimes known to man. Because our gang banging and our drug dealing will never far outweigh the oppression of our people from the Caucasian. There's no Caucasian judge would have done. Now listen, even a news reporter said this. They said historically, they have never seen, historically, they said they've never seen such an occasion. Would you have seen a Caucasian man or woman get from behind their judgment seat and go hug the one that is to be judged? If we had murdered one of their own, do you think they would have showed us the same pity and the same love? No, they wouldn't. They would have threw the book at us. They would have did everything in their power to wipe us off of the face of this earth. We are mentally ill. We're dealing with, like what Dr. Joy DeGruy talked about, is we're dealing with the post-traumatic slave disorder. That's what we're dealing with. Let me see what y'all saying out here. My queen said, you are out of order as a judge to hug a murderer. Kia McLean said, completely. Samaj said, black people are inflicted with and suffering from cognitive dissonance, Stockholm syndrome, Euro-Western indoctrination, PTSS/D, post-traumatic slave syndrome disorder, Negroism, self-hate, Euro-Western, miseducation, just to name a few. That's a sad truth. Polly Williams said it seemed like she was the victim. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, my man Tone said, brother, he said sister in Florida got 20 years for a warning shot that the judge didn't hug her. Exactly. Exactly. And last time that I checked too, when you was in war, okay, and the enemy, you run up on the enemy shooting at you, you know what I'm saying? You run up on the enemy say, oh, mercy, mercy, mercy. No, off with your head. Off with your head. I'm telling you right now, I promise you right now, if a racist attacked my family, they're going to die. There is no mercy. There is no love. Period. I'm going to take them out of here with no regard. I won't cry. I'm gonna sleep good at night. I won't lose any sleep over taking out a racist murderer who's attacking my family. Because once these hands get a hold of them, that's going to be the last time they're going to see on this side of heaven. And that's my word. See, the reason why we keep getting stepped on is because we take a weak position. We become a doormat. And this is what happens. The racists sit back and they laugh at situations like that. They sit back and laugh. See, look at those brainwashed Negroes. Look at them. They know that they programmed us to be this way. They programmed us to think that we're not competent enough to take care of ourselves. They programmed us to think that we're not good enough. This is the reason why we don't have our own faces on our own products. This is the reason why when people do marketing, they use European people. So nobody won't know who they were. So nobody don't know who they are. So they'll get support. Okay? As parents, they turn their back. They don't pay attention to the curriculum or what their children is reading. They just keep letting them learn about these racist public figures, and we keep allowing their heroes to be championed, but yet we don't champion our own heroes. We won't champion Fred Hampton. We won't champion Winnie Mandela. We won't champion Harriet Tubman. Okay, we won't champion Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale and Eldridge Cleaver and Assata Shakur. No, we won't champion them, no, but we will allow our children to be indoctrinated continuously with this racist ideology and curriculum. First of all, it is a historical fact that our children were better educated when we were educated by our own. Let that be known. You talk to anybody that is in the public school system or that is in collegiate studies, and they will tell you that. That's where I get it from. Do you need me to give you stats on that? Dr. Umar Johnson, do you need more stats? Because see, even us, when we tell us something, we're always, well, let's fact check that. Well, you won't find everything in a book. This is the problem with our people. You're not going to find everything in a book. You understand? Some stuff you're going to learn just like we learn orally, passed down from our own. These are things that I heard from my elders in my own family. One of my elders in my family told me that when she went to school, the teacher turned her back to her, okay, and started teaching the white children. Did you hear what I said? One of the elders in my family, not going to say the name because she don't like her name being disseminated like that, someone going to respect that. Had a dialogue with her, talked to her about her experience when she was younger going to school, and she told me that. She said, when I went to school, they turned their back on me and they started teaching the white children. They turned their back on all the African children and they started teaching the white children. Now, that may not be happening physically, but curriculum-wise, it's still happening. This is why we talk like them. We dress like them. We act like them. This is the reason why some of our people, when they talk, you could swear it's a Caucasian person that's talking through them. Because we've been brainwashed. You would swear up and down, you have to look again and say, is this really an African man or woman talking to me? Is this really an African man or woman that really says this? Some of our people are so mentally ill that they think they Caucasian. They look in the mirror and it's plain as day they're an African person, but they deny it. They deny it. I'm going to leave it on that right there, family. I just had to talk about this situation because it really was very disheartening. Okay, and I really couldn't stomach what had occurred, and I just had to get on here and just to really share my thoughts with this because, see, this is the reason why I go so hard against religion. Okay, because we're taught to be subservient to the oppressor, to the one who enslaved us. Okay, in 1 Peter, it tells you that. Okay, to honor your master, even if they're cruel to you, honor them and obey them. Be subservient. Obey those who have a rule and authority over you, even if they're wrong, for this is right in the eyes of the Lord. You pleasing God. Or you're pleasing God. In 1 Peter, it says you're pleasing God if you suffer for wrong that you didn't even do and you take it patiently, you pleasing God. No, I'm not going to take it patiently. No, I'm not going to sit up there and allow you to call me and my family members niggas. No, I'm not going to sit there and allow you to continue to indoctrinate my grandchildren with those lies. No, I'm not going to kneel down, bow down to a flag. The only way my body is going to be kneeling down before a flag or down before a flag is if I'm dead. And I mean that. I only pay homage to my country. And let me just set the record straight. No civil war was for us. The only war that we ever fought for us was the Black Liberation Movement, was civil rights, for our rights. That was it. That was the only war that ever represented the African man and woman and children, the African people. That was it. It was during the Black Liberation Movement. It was when we fought for civil rights. That is the only wars that ever represented the African people. No war outside of those wars and the history of American history represents the African people. This is the reason why we need our own textbooks, because those are the wars that we celebrate. I don't celebrate no Independence Day. I don't celebrate American Independence Day. That's not my Independence Day. That wasn't no war to liberate my people. But our children know about that. But they don't know about Juneteenth. Huh? See, our children know about that. Civil War. But they don't even know about Juneteenth. They don't know about what Marcus Garvey did for our people. They don't know what Stokely Carmichael did for our people. They don't know what Fannie Mae did for our people. They don't even know that the Honorable Coretta Scott King was an educator. And she had a degree. And also Betty Shabazz. They were highly educated women. These women actually had collegiate degrees. They don't know that Dr. Huey P. Newton had a doctorate. But they'll teach you about just this riotous revolutionary who rebutted against the law, and he was just this bad person. But don't want to talk about how Huey P. Newton had a doctorate. So I'm going to end it there. I just had to express myself and disseminate this information, family. We got to continue to fight. No justice, no peace. We cannot allow them to think that they can throw us some crumbs and that's going to silence us. We cannot allow them to throw us some money and people can fight for reparations all day long. That will never still silence me, because the blood that was shed, our ancestors' blood is crying out from the earth, okay? And what they can do is give us back all the land that they stole. That's what they can do. Okay? Get out of our way when it comes to education, the education systems. Okay, we can start our own. The only thing you got to do is get with the state. All right? The teachers that went to go get their degrees, they can all come together. Those who are principals, they can all come together, find out what the credentials are. Okay? And we can start our own schools. If we get all the wealthy NBA players and NFL players and actors and entertainers, and they all come together and put their money together, we can start our own funding and fund our own schools and start our own schools. But the reason why we don't think that way is because we've been brainwashed. We've been brainwashed not to think about self, but to think about somebody else. Peace, love, power to all of the people.